morning, racers! I'm Dr. Christina Botros, a functional medicine physician. I'm looking forward to leading us through a short yoga warm-up before the big day. What I love about yoga is what I also love about functional medicine when treating migraine or any other issue is that we are complex biological systems and we require a holistic approach, not just looking at the body, but addressing the mind, body, and soul all in one, similar to the yoga approach. Without further ado, let's begin. Close the eyes and deepen the breath, landing here in this present moment. Bring the hands in prayer at heart center, and let's start our morning with an attitude of gratitude, flowing with these positive vibrations. Thanking ourselves for showing up today, thanking the organizers and all of the participants in this race, and gratitude for all of the fundraising that will further migraine research and treatment to help more people. Start to deepen the breath. Inhaling through the nose, take the biggest breath that you've taken today, filling the lungs and the bottom, mid, and upper chest, and exhaling with an HA sigh of release. One more. Inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Releasing shoulders, releasing tension from the face and mind. Landing here in the present moment. Releasing the hands to come to the knees. Invitation to keep the eyes closed if that is comfortable. Inhaling from the bottom lungs, 1, 2. Mid chest, 3, 4. Upper chest, 5, 6. Releasing from the upper chest, 6, 5. Mid chest, 4, 3. Lower lungs, 2, 1. A few more like this. Inhale, lower lungs, 1, 2. Mid chest, 3, 4. Upper chest, 5, 6. Releasing upper lungs, 6, 5. Mid lung, 4, 3. Lower lung, 2, 1. One more at your own pace. Letting the eyes come open. And starting this morning in a tabletop position. Knees are under hips, wrists under shoulders. Toes are tucked. Inhale, look up, crown of head and a tailbone reach to the sky. Open the collarbones. Exhale, round the spine like a cat. Inhale, tip and tail, look up to the sky. Exhale, round the spine, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin. Inhale, looking up to the sky. Exhale, rounding the spine. Coming into a neutral spine and using any movements. It might be lateral movements, might be figure eights, finding what feels good in the body and loosening up those sticky bits. Landing in a neutral spine. We're going to go through some hip opening exercises called CARs, controlled articulations through range of motion. Keeping the pelvis neutral as if there was a block here and trying not to have it fall off. Lifting the left knee out to the side. Bringing it in towards the left elbow before coming back into circular motion, extending the knee far back. Let's do 2 more like this. Bringing the knee out to the side, to the elbow, before coming back in extension. 1 more. Bringing the knee out to the side, to the elbow, before bringing it all the way back. Now we're going to go the other way. So coming from full extension, bringing the knee towards the elbow, externally rotating out to the side, before coming back into extension. One more like this. Bringing the knee towards the left elbow, out to the side, before coming all the way back and landing in our tabletop position. Good. Coming on to the right side. Right knee lifts all the way up, extending backwards, coming out, external rotation. Whoop, you feel a pop. That's pretty usual for the early morning. Coming to the elbow, extending all the way back. 2 more like this. Finding the biggest circle as if moving through molasses, nice and slowly. Trying not to be the first one done. Finding extension and reversing the other way. 2 more like this, bringing it to the elbow, out to the side, back into extension. To the elbow, out and external rotation before coming back into extension and landing. Good job. Tucking the toes, pressing back into our first downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, giving a generous bend in the knees to let the stomach come all the way to the thighs, letting the tailbone and the sit bones reach up towards the ceiling before trying to extend the heels down. Finding a firm grip, as if you're trying to open a jar, this spinning rotation of the hand to the earth, finding this locked position, and really pushing through the hands into this downward facing dog. Tiptoeing, walking the feet up to the hands, finding a forward fold. Again, finding a generous bend to the knees to allow the stomach to rest on the thighs. Taking our peace fingers and wrapping the big toe, locking it with the thumb. Let the elbows come out to the side. And a gentle traction to try to release the hamstrings this morning. Shake your head no, shake your head yes, letting the neck totally release. Release the bind of the toe. Inhale, planting the hands on the ground or on the shins, find a halfway lift with a straight spine. Exhale, forward fold, planting the hands on the ground. Rooting down with the feet. Muscular engagement, pushing through from the feet all the way up to raise the hands all the way up to the sky, palms to touch. Hands come to heart center. Hands come to either side in Tadasana. Inhale. Hands can reach all the way up or come to the hips if we're feeling not so open in the shoulders today, or hands at heart center, coming into chair pose. So option 1, hands at the hips. Option 2, hands at the heart center. Option 3, arms reach up to the sky. Tucking in the lower ribs so that they're not flared. Shoulders drawing into each other. Sit back into the seat so we start to feel engagement of the glutes and the hamstrings. Sit a little lower. Exhale, hands come all the way to the earth. Release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping back into a plank position. Lowering through the knees, shooting the heart forward before lowering all the way to the ground. Releasing the back feet to be untucked. Sliding the palms forward so that the elbows are underneath shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. Rooting down through the pelvic bone and the tops of feet. Right arm reaches back and grabs the top shoelace area of the right foot. Rolling shoulders open, finding a nice release of the quads and psoas here. Again, rooting down through the pelvic bone and the top of the left foot. Take 2 breaths. Releasing the foot, letting the hand come back to the Sphinx pose before lowering the chest all the way down, finding one palm facing down, one hand stacked on top of the other, and forehead onto the palms, back of the palm. Heels lift towards the air, and a gentle rock side to side, windshield wipers. Coming back to neutral, tops the feet on the mat. Externally rotating the arms, letting the palms come into our Sphinx pose once more. Reaching back with the left hand to the top of the left foot. Finding half bow once again. Opening the shoulder. Rooting down through the pelvis and the top of the foot. You can find a gentle push into the hand to find a deeper stretch in the quads here. Release. Coming back to palms stacked, forehead on the back of the hands, and again, windshield wiping the legs side to side. Let the tops of the feet land on the mat. Palms come underneath the shoulders, pushing back through tabletop. Hips come all the way back towards the heels, toes tucked, pushing back into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs once more before walking the feet all the way up to meet the hands. Forward fold. Root to rise, reaching all the way up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center, and down by the side, Tadasana. Finding a nice stretch for the IT band for us runners. Crossing the left foot over the right. Hands come to the waist, keeping an anterior tilt to the spine, engagement of the low core before bending forward. Arms reach for the floor or for the shin, depending on how open we are. Finding a few breaths here, breathing deeply. Feeling a nice stretch to the IT band and the hamstring of the right leg. Walking the hands back up to hands on hips before coming back into a standing position and uncrossing the legs. Finding neutral before taking the right foot, crossing it over the left. And again, forward folding, walking the hands down the leg, thigh, shin, or to the floor. Noticing the difference of one side to the other. Breathing deeply into the left IT band, hamstrings. Hands walk up to the hips. Inhaling back into a standing position, uncrossing the legs. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Let the hands step back into a high plank. Coming through bent knees, lower all the way down, shoot the heart forward. Untuck the back feet, plant the hands under the shoulders, push up into a cobra. Exhale, coming back into a downward facing dog. Right foot lifts behind for three-legged dog. Bend at the knee, open and stack the hips. Finding a nice stretch for our psoas here. Keeping the shoulders square to the mat or looking underneath the right armpit, whichever feels good in your body this morning. Taking a few hip circles here, letting the knee come all the way out and around, finding the biggest expression of a circle that you can make with the knee. Foot reaches back, three-legged dog. before stepping the foot close to the right hand. Left knee lowers down. Untuck the back feet. Plant the hands to frame the front foot. And in this version, we're going to allow the knee to come past the toes. This is a very safe position. Obviously, if there's any pain or discomfort, listen to your body and do not push it. But what we're trying to do here is to stretch the Achilles. And so I want you to be able to come forward, and you might have to walk your hands forward and scoot your back leg a little forward so that we find a stretch in the Achilles here of the right leg. Heel stays down. Chest is lifted. Exhale, walk the hands back, walk the back foot back so that knee is stacked over ankle. Walk heel toe the right foot out so that hands are placed on the inside. Inhale the right hand up to the ceiling. Exhale, elbow comes to the ankle. 3 more like this. Reaching up and back, finding an open expression of the chest. Arm becomes bent, elbow to the right ankle. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale, arm reaches up. Exhale, elbow to ankle. Hands plant. Right foot walks back to the middle, palms framing the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot up, 3-legged dog. Bend at the knee, open the hips, look under the left shoulder. Take some big hip circles, using the knee to make the biggest circles through the air that you can. Finding extension. Shoulders square to the mat, reaching back with the left foot, 3-legged dog, before coming to step into low lunge, lowering the back knee. Again, walking the back leg forward so that we can find a stretch in the Achilles of the left leg. Untuck the back foot. Take a few breaths. On the next inhale, bringing the hips back, walking the hands so that we find this low lunge with the knee stacked over ankle. Right palm plants, left heel toe the left foot out so that the left hand can come on the inner aspect of the foot. Inhale the left hand up. Exhale, elbow to ankle. 3 more. Inhale, arm reaches up, open the chest. Exhale, elbow to ankle. 2 more. Inhale. Reach, exhale, fold, elbow to ankle. 1 more. Inhale, reaching all the way back. Exhale, elbow to ankle. The left palm plants, heel toe the foot back to the middle, back to a tucks, stepping back into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs. Letting the knees plant, pushing back into child's pose. Taking a few breaths here. Hands plant, coming back into tabletop position before coming into a seated position. Eyes are closed, hands come to heart center once again, finishing as we started, with an attitude of gratitude. Thankful for whatever happens today. May I be 100% satisfied with whatever the outcome may be. In this way, we're all going to be winners today. Eyes come open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Good luck and have fun.